Sups up everyone, welcome back to another video. We just got done with the live stream, and this is not per se like a recap. I will tell you guys who's coming back. Klee, Eula first half, and then we have Kokomi and the Wanderer in the second half. So no new characters, as you may already know. The event is a new take on the summer festival. As you guys see on screen here, Klee's getting her skin, which is probably going to be paid for, and then Kaya gets a free skin if you participate in the event. This is running theme of the Bottle Lands event, which we got mixed responses. There were people in chat who were incredibly excited for it. There were people who were like, you know, we could really use the downtime, and something chilled like the Bottle Land feature is going to be very nice to have. But there were also people who were just saying like, I don't know, like not really my thing, so this is not going to come back until Fontaine. Speaking of Fontaine, we did get a sneak peek. I'm going to probably throw something up on screen right now because we get the Hydro Traveler now.
But if the upstanding Outlander isn't careful and finds themselves caught up in some misunderstanding, then we can let the court decide their...
They keep doing this, right? It's not the first time they end the stream abruptly for no apparent reason. They were in the middle of introducing Fontaine. I was kind of half expecting them to screw it up like how they always do, which they did. We didn't really get to fully see everything, but it seems like there's like a hierarchical type of situation going on. We don't really know. They show two very different Fontaines. There's like the upside, very bright, fancy, and kind of like Mondstadt, right? Like, and then there's the other side of it was in a sewage or like really dark or somebody's workshop. So it just seems like there's a couple nuances at play over here. The underwater exploration feature is coming as well. Very exciting for that. So there's a lot to be happy about for 4.0, but 3.8 seems to be a patch definitely to give people more time to get ready. If you want to play the game right now, feel free to do it. I think it's going to be really good. But overall right now, the game just feels like it's giving you more reasons to take it slow, chill, take a break. There's no real reason that HoYoVerse is demanding your attention as of now, which this is something we can focus on even more, because I don't think many games have the confidence even to tell the players to, you know, take a break or take it slow. All games that I've had the pleasure of playing basically has one thing in common, which is like, we're gonna give you as many reasons as you need that's within our power for you to log in consistently every day. Now, there's definitely a clear focus when it comes to HoYoVerse and the casual player base. It seems like they really want the casual players, as you guys see on screen. These are the events. This is nothing new. The same mechanics has appeared on previous events. They want the casual players to feel welcome. They don't want them to feel like, let's say if you just come into the game right now, you don't have characters built. How are you going to participate in some of the events, right? So it's a mix of just non-combat events, and mini games are definitely the name of the game. I was just saying during the live stream that, like, say a game like this, I think they call it like pinball. Was it pinball or finchball? I think they called it finchball at exploration events. It's just much easier for newer players who just found out about Genshin Impact to come in and participate. Now, of course, there are combat events which newer players likely will find it a little more difficult to participate in. But apart from that, I think the Genshin Impact has a very clear focus. They found great success with catering to the casual players, and I know people watching who cares about the end game stuff, who wants more content they can sink their teeth into. Like, it's not to say that it's unfair or whatnot. It's just that maybe right now is just more favorable for the casual players. There's really no way to sugarcoat it, that the events that are available are really just a means to an end for the vast majority of people watching this video. If you're watching this video, you probably are trying to stay up to date with Genshin news, Genshin content, Genshin updates and stuff and whatnot. Maybe you're also a part of other communities, or maybe you are following 3-4 different content creators and you're a part of 1 or 2 different subreddits, and then you're in like 3 different Discord channels. You're somebody who likely wants something more concrete, something that is of more permanence. These mini games, while appease to a large portion of the community, because it's very easy to get in and claim these rewards. In fact, HoYoverse makes it so that the Primo Gem rewards, which is arguably the most valuable for most people, right? The Primo Gem rewards are always like the first rewards that you get. Basically, as long as you play the event, clear it at a very bare minimum level, just you can blindfold yourself, play the event, click a couple buttons, you're done. You claim the Primo Gems, you can get out if that's all you want. Right? That's why the Primo Gem rewards are the first tier of rewards that you receive. So HoYoverse really doesn't make it hard for you to claim these rewards. Honestly, 15 minutes a day, right? Usually 5 to 10 minutes is enough to get all your dailies done. Now with the events, maybe 15-20 minutes. That's all they demand of your time. And it's much easier for people to stay committed to a game where you don't have to spend an hour every day. That's just where HoYoverse wants to situate themselves, right? They don't want to end up in a situation where people have to choose between, well, if I get on Genshin, that's an hour, right? And they don't care if it's just commissions, if it's just events and stuff. It's just the whole package is lumped together into one single task called Genshin Impact. They want players to think Genshin Impact to be like, oh yeah, I can knock that out really quick, right? Maybe I'm eating and I can play with one hand, maybe. Who knows? Some of these events you can certainly play with one hand. They want mobile players to feel content. They want PC players to feel content. They don't want to create a situation where you feel like you are troubled by needing to log in and do all these chores. And even if you are troubled, you can always tell yourself unconsciously, maybe just like, but it's 10 minutes, it's not that much. If it was like Lost Ark, or if it's like a more grindy game which takes a longer period of time, you might not want to start. It's like, if you have a bunch of chores, you're not going to just do one chore and stop. If you're going to do chores, you're going to do the whole chore. And if the chores starts to pile up, you feel like, I have to do this and that and this and that and this. Whereas Genshin Impact, you don't really have that problem. You just do this and that. And each of them are very short in nature, very compact, easy to knock out. So I think with Fontaine coming in the future, we may or may not see something more permanence. There's more TCG update. It seems like the teapot has now been completely forgotten. I don't know why. Do they just move the dev team from the teapot over to the TCG, or do they have separate teams? Because it's been a while since we heard something from the teapot, right? Like, these are permanent features. If they can't constantly roll out content for our permanent features, I honestly don't know what they're doing. Maybe they spent too much on the whole bottle land theme or whatnot, but I don't know. HoYoverse has this tendency of introducing features and completely forgetting about them like a couple patches down the road. They just don't seem like they can focus on all these things at the same time, or they don't want to spend the money and resources for the development team to focus on these things independently, right? It's either TCG or teapot. What gives? But yeah, wish you guys luck in the summons. I'm gonna be checking out some events. I really like the Finch Ball event. I don't know why. I wish there were like maybe a PvP feature with that, so I can compete against other players and see who can launch into the square perfectly. It's kind of like playing mini golf, kind of, but not really. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next one, urge you all to stay safe. Peace. Bye bye. Say bye, chat. Bye bye.